For so long, we have searched. We have searched in courses, in books, and teachers. We have spent thousands, some of us $6,000 or more, pouring into inner work, hoping that someone, somewhere, would finally hand us the key. The key to feeling enough. Not because we have done more, but enough simply because we asterisk our asterisk. We have searched for self-worth as if it were a trophy, something to be earned, something external that could be collected and perfected. And in that search, we have felt exhaustion, emptiness, frustration, and doubt. Have you felt it too? That gnawing, quiet ache in your chest? That tension in your shoulders? That thought that whispers, I'm not enough. I need to do more. We were told self-love would save us. But here is the secret. Self-love is not the same as self-worth. Self-love is an emotion. It comes and goes. Self-worth is foundational. It is what we are. It is existential. And today, we will walk together through what it feels like to finally rest in that inherent value. Not as a theory, not as a quote on the internet, not as something we have to chase or earn, but as something that has always been here, quietly waiting for us to remember. We begin where we always do, in the search. We have tried everything. Every meditation, every shadow work journal, every healing program, every inner circle, every retreat, every mentor. We have invested our time, our energy, our money, some of us thousands. I know personally I spent over $6,000 chasing the definition, the feeling, the proof of worth. And yet here we are, sitting with the truth that no one could give us what was already ours. No teacher could hand us a certificate of value. No program could plant the seed of what was always inside us. This is the ache. The quiet ache of realizing we have been looking everywhere but inside. The ache that comes after burnout, after exhaustion, after the endless striving that leaves us hollow. We remember the long nights, scrolling through endless self-help blogs, watching videos on how to feel worthy, taking notes we never returned to, repeating mantras we couldn't feel. We were seeking worth outside ourselves, thinking perhaps the next course, the next program, the next quote would finally plug the hole in our chest. But worth is not external. Worth is not a prize. It is the quiet, unwavering truth of our being. Let's whisper together. Even in my search, I was already worthy. Even in my ache, I am complete. The quiet ache ... It comes after all the striving. After the lightness promised by the last course fails to arrive. After the meditation no longer comforts. After the journal pages are filled with advice, but no answers. We sit quietly, staring at the ceiling. The silence is heavy. Our hearts ache with the realization, maybe no one will ever tell me what I'm looking for. Maybe no teacher will have the words that finally land. And then, in that quiet, in that hollow space, something shifts. The spark is small, almost imperceptible. It comes in a line on a website, a phrase in a book, a simple sentence whispered from a teacher or a stranger online. The words pierce through the fog. Self-worth is the fundamental belief in your own inherent value as a human being, independent of external factors, achievements, appearance, or status. We stop, our breath catches, and suddenly, the weight we've carried years of seeking, striving, overgiving, overperforming, it lifts just slightly. The recognition is quiet, subtle, yet seismic. We remember that our worth was never lost. It was merely forgotten. Let's say together, my worth was never lost. It was only waiting for me to remember. And in that moment, we understand we have been trying to earn what was already ours. The endless striving, the overworking, the explaining, the proving, it was all unnecessary. All along, the worth we were searching for was the very consciousness doing the searching. It was us. It had always been us. You might feel it now. A sudden wave of peace. A stillness in your chest. A release of tension you didn't even realize you were holding. Tears may come, not from sadness, but from recognition. Let's whisper this truth. I am inherently valuable. I do not need to earn my place in existence. With this remembering comes a subtle change, not dramatic, not loud, not like fireworks, but quiet. We notice our mornings slowing down, our voices softening, the house staying messy at times, not from neglect, but from a devotion to asterisk being asterisk. We notice the gentle power in choosing ourselves, saying no without guilt, accepting joy without justification, speaking our truth without apology, sitting quietly in the knowledge that we are already enough. Close your eyes with me for a moment. Feel your breath moving through you. Every inhale affirms your presence. Every exhale releases the need to prove yourself. I am not chasing the light. I am the light. This remembering begins to shape our days. Our choices reflect our value. Our boundaries are no longer a defense mechanism, they are sacred. Our desires are not indulgences, they are divine communication. We live differently, we move differently, we speak differently, and slowly we realize that the world interacts with us differently because we have begun to interact with ourselves differently. Let's affirm this with reverence. My boundaries are expressions of love. My desires are holy. My confidence is a prayer of remembrance. And finally, the rest. The rest is not perfect. It is not always radiant, but it is complete. We wake and whisper, I am enough. Not as a mantra, not as a thought, not as something we force, but as truth. We sit, we breathe, we feel. And in this sacred stillness, we remember there is nothing left to prove. There is nothing to earn. There is nothing outside of us that can grant this truth. There is nothing left to prove. I am already complete. We wake in the morning, and our worth does not depend on the reflection in the mirror, the number in our bank account, or the approval of anyone else. We speak softly but firmly. Our decisions carry the light of self-respect. We rest in quiet confidence. We treat ourselves as sacred in ordinary moments, washing the dishes, sitting with a cup of tea, walking down the street, feeling the sun on our face. We notice that others respond differently, not because we are better, not because we are superior, but because we no longer shrink, we are aligned. We are steady, we are radiant. We recognize the moments of doubt when they arise, and instead of reacting with fear or striving, we breathe, smile, and remember, this too is part of the human experience. Our inherent value is untouched. It cannot be diminished. It cannot be lost. We integrate this remembering into our relationships. We do not tolerate disrespect because we know our worth. We do not overgive because we honor our boundaries. We do not apologize for being ourselves because our existence is enough. We honor the collective journey. We are not alone in this remembering. Every person who has ever felt the ache of inadequacy, the longing for recognition, the exhaustion of striving shares this path with us. And together, we rest. Let's affirm this softly, collectively. We are worthy. We have always been worthy. Our worth is inherent. Our value is eternal. We do not need to become. We only need to remember. Let's pause, breathe, reflect, and whisper to ourselves, to the world, to source. I am enough. I am sacred. I am complete. If this story has touched your heart, if even for a single moment you have felt the quiet return of your sacred worth, I invite you to take the next step with me. In my program, Radiant Self-Worth Awakening, we journey together through gentle guidance, reflection, and ritual to release the endless striving and rest fully in the knowing of our eternal value. If you are ready to stop chasing, stop performing, stop questioning, and finally remember who you already are, there is a space waiting for you. You will be held. You will be seen. You will be honored. Subscribe to this channel for more sacred reflections. Journal alongside me. Reconnect with God, source, love. Let this remembering carry you into your day, your life, your being.